This video is all about the midi dresses and how to find the right dress to flatter your unique shape. I just feel oftentimes as women, we tend to blame our bodies when the dress doesn't fit right. And in all reality, it's the clothes. It's not you. So join me here by subscribing, hitting that thumbs up, and let's get started. All right, so how to find a midi dress so it fits and flatters your beautiful shape. Well, first of all, why are we even talking about midi dresses and midi skirts? Well, it's just a very popular style in stores right now. And so most likely if you're shopping for a dress, you're going to come across a midi dress. And maybe you really like one, you try it on and you're like, what's going on with it? I'm glad you say with it and not with your body. So here are just a few tips on how to, again, find a style of midi that fits and flatters your beautiful shape. So in case you're a little confused about the different hemlines of dresses and skirts, first of all the way down to the floor length, you've got the maxi that hits you at the ankle, and the midi is right around your calf. Okay, so typically it hits you mid-calf, but that's what we're gonna actually talk about in just a second. So cocktail is right below the knee, you've got the knee length, above the knee, and the mini. And of course you want to choose a hemline and a dress that fits and flatters your shape. Just because the midi skirt and dress is trending right now doesn't mean that you obviously have to wear it. You wanna wear what is going to be most flattering on you. And if you wanna show off your legs, then show off your legs. And more power to you. But what's nice about the midi dress is that it can be worn both in summer and the winter, and there is a way to make it look more flattering, I promise. It's just a matter of the fabric and the fabric really contouring nicely around your body. You don't want anything too clingy, or you don't want too much fabric. I've often seen that midi dresses could just have way too much fabric, and the great way to fix that is, ladies, with a belt. I'm telling you, I've even worn my grandma's midi dresses and I just belted it and it made it look so much better. So the fabric is important and how it's laying on your body. Also, what's very important is where the waist is hitting you. So if you have a fabric that's just very loose, then just be careful about it hitting you on the empire, because then it might accentuate a little bit of the tummy area. However, no tummy, no worries. Or if you do have a little bit of a tummy like me, I tend to choose fabrics that are a little bit thicker so that it kind of camouflages my tummy a bit more. So just pay attention to that. Okay, now in terms of the hemline. So again, the midi is not necessarily a length that's super duper flattering on everybody. Sometimes it is just more flattering to have something a little bit shorter. But if you're definitely all about the midi and you want to learn how to style it, we're going to talk about it right now. Okay, if you're trying to elongate your leg and you're wearing that midi, so again, that's right above your ankle, mid-calf, then you do want to consider a nude shoe so it doesn't break up your leg. Do you see how when you're wearing a red shoe, red skirt, it just kind of breaks up and it makes that part of your leg just a little bit more choppy? But if you're trying to elongate it, then wear a nude shoe so that it makes your leg look longer. You also want the midi to hit you at the most flattering part of your calf. So you want to go right below the biggest part of your calf, unless of course you have more like calves that are straight up and down, then it doesn't matter as much. But if you have calves with curves like I do, then I would want to choose a midi that's right below the widest part of my calf so it accentuates the most flattering part of my leg. And another thing you might want to consider is if you're wearing boots or booties, you might want to wear tights with it just to, again, create that monochromatic and elongating look, because as you can see in this image on the left, it's just a little bit choppy. You've got the skirt, you've got the part of your leg showing, and then you've got the booties. So just creating that monochromatic either by wearing longer boots, such as in this image, or by wearing tights, then you're elongating and you're creating a more flattering silhouette. Also, what you wear with a midi skirt is important as well. So if the typical rule is that if you're wearing something loose and flowy, then you want to balance it out with something that is a little bit more fitted. as you can see in this image here. However, if you go with something loose and loose, it can look frumpy real quick. And we know that this woman doesn't look frumpy if she's wearing something that's more flattering on her. But you could just see that in this image, there's just too much fabric and it's just not styled in a very flattering way. So again, just keep in mind that if you're wearing something with lots of fabric, balance it out with something a little bit more fitting. All right, so now on to how to choose styles for different occasions. So for example, if you have something on a formal event and you're choosing a midi, then you can choose something that's a little bit more with lacy or tulle so that it gives you the length, but it also gives you this sheer beautifulness kind of look here. And because she's wearing something that's more on the empire waist, that's totally great, but as you can see that it's camouflaging her tummy really nice because of that extra fabric. So just keep that in mind if you're going to choose a midi on empire waist and it's in a very kind of, it's a fabric that doesn't have a lot of weight to it, it's going to accentuate your tummy. But if you are going to choose something lacy and a heavier fabric, then it's going to camouflage it really nice. Here, for example, in this image, she is not wearing an empire waist, she's wearing it right at the waist and it looks really great. She has definitely a very curvy body and the hemline is hitting her right at mid-calf, but you can see that she does have legs that are pretty thin here, as you can see, and it's hitting her at right above the middle part of the calf. So that's a great hemline and looks very flattering on her, and she's accentuating the waist with the contrast of the top and the bottom, and it's perfectly weighed out. And in this image, there's also the low to high or high to low, and this is also great because it shows a little bit of your legs, but it's still quite formal. So how do you style the midi just for everyday looks? Well, I think that it's super great with a jacket or boots. You can style it with a blazer, something a little bit more dressy if you're trying to get dressed for work. As you can see in this image, she's wearing the monochromatic I mentioned earlier. This is a little bit of a flowy fabric, but she has a structured blazer on and the monochromatic boots and tights, and it just is elongating, very flattering here. She's wearing longer boots. And so it could even go for summer, this particular dress, but she's dressing it up really nice for cold weather. And here with the vest, it looks really cute as well. So in this case, what I wanted to show is that the midi is not very flowy, it's more fitted, and so it definitely makes it a lot more flattering. You could also pair midis with sneakers. I think definitely by adding a belt, it would be more flattering in these looks, but you can create this like cool, effortless, almost like a tomboyish look with sneakers. You can also pair midis with just a little cardigan and a jacket. But again, look at the balances here. Because of the flowiness of the midi skirts, the tops are a little bit more fitted. And lastly here, for some extra inspiration, belting. It always just adds a really nice seamless look for dresses and for skirts. Whenever you're kind of trying to unify a top and a bottom, just by belting it, it creates just a very nice seamless look, and also it covers up those waistbands really nicely too. Sometimes the midi skirts come with an elastic waistband. Let's cover that up. And then here in this case, a little mini skinny wrap belt is really cute because it accentuates the waist, and a great length for a midi here as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, gave you some inspiration on how to choose hemlines, how to choose fabrics for your body type, and the waist where it should hit you. And also you can pick up a couple of the belts that I featured here in this presentation down below. We'll include the links. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll check you next time on AutoStyle Minute.